we're focusing on preparations for the 2019 elections, and we have with us in the studio Mr. Nwanyanwu, who is the chairman of Zenith Labour Party. That's an interesting name, I mean, because considering that you were chairman of Labour Party before, and now you are now the chairman of Zenith Labour Party. This is another party entirely.
Completely, yes.
Well, you're welcome to Sunrise Daily.
Thank you very much.
Your party was one of those recently registered by INEC?
Yes, the party was registered on Tuesday last week. We picked our certificate on Thursday.
So,
So it is among the 91 political parties in Nigeria.
It is interesting. I mean, you've definitely heard reactions. Some of the reactions that we have heard over the registration of more political parties. Some people think, you know, this is becoming a joke. This is getting out of hand, and that we should be looking for how to reduce the number of political. They're wondering, what is the ballot going to look like? Are you not worried about what the ballot paper is going to look like for people who are going to be going to the polling units to even know who they're going to be voting for?
I don't think there should be reason for people to get worried. The Constitution guarantees the freedom of association and their right to belong to any association of your choice. 91 political parties, there are countries who have more than that. But at the end of the day, you may have less than 10 effective political parties. Most of them are fringe political parties, no doubt about that. As to the ballot paper, INEC has taken into cognizance how it will want to arrange the ballot papers. Maybe some people said it may be as long as from here to that end.
We might be having a book very soon.
No, it could be done on 4 lines and all that, and then you get that done. There's nothing wrong in registering parties. There are about over 100 applications, and out of 100 applications, INEC considered 23 to have met the requirements of the law.
Which is still about almost 25%.
Yeah.
Almost 25%.
Yeah. And the applications are there. They will still go back and put their documentation right. Only that they will no longer be registered until after the election. They will not participate in the 2019 election.
Exactly.
In accordance with the law.
Let me ask you now. You're hoping to participate in the 2019 election?
Yes.
On every level, from councillorship to presidential?
No, not councillorship. At least the election for general election is from State Assembly, House of Rep, National Assembly, and then Governor, President. Well, you know, these associations, most of them have been in existence for some time. They have their structures. All that they applied to INEC to do give us that stamp of registration as a political party. And I think that is the position with the Zenith Labour Party. The structures are there. We have our offices across the country, and we have been meeting for, say, 6 months without the name as a political party. But immediately that registration came up, at least from today, you start seeing the flag flying across the country.
You know, some people may look at, you know, recent developments, 91 political parties, as you stated, and they might laugh. You know, other people may not laugh because for some, it speaks to a deterioration in political purpose in the country that you would have this many parties. What is it all for? Are you actually trying to enter into administration and make the country better? These are the questions. What is your response to those who are raising those concerns?
Well, they're entitled to raise those concerns, but we must accept. Look at the situation in the country today. PDP, APC, they are the only troublemakers in this country. There are other political parties. You pushed me, I push you. So a party like the Zenith Labour Party came to change the narratives. Look at what happened in the National Assembly. But for the action of the acting president, it would have been a different matter. That is not what Nigerians are looking for. Look at what happened in Rivers just 2 days ago. You cannot get it by force. What is the business of the police and tear gas in an election that should be civil? Rivers people were ready to be voted for and to vote. But the police distorted it in a sister station before Ekiti election. I told Nigerians, when they started attacking INEC, I said, let us shift from INEC. I have taken time in the past 1 year to study what INEC has put in place. INEC has no vote to give anybody anymore. I said, let us look at the security. 10 days before Ekiti election. And I warned, watch Ekiti election. It is the security that will destroy that process. And they did, just as they did in Rivers 2 days back.
There are different schools of thought. You know, some people will say, well, if you start another political party, you can then kind of put pressure on existing political parties to operate more effectively. Others have said, do you need a political party to do that? Can't you just raise up a pressure group, for example, if it is that you want to demand for better governance in the country? I want to just take you back quickly to 2015. You have 29 political parties that participated in that election. Only 6 out of 29 won a seat in state houses of assembly, down to councillorship, up to the presidency, through governorship, through the National Assembly. 23 parties did not win any seat anywhere, which makes them, of course, makes them now, vulnerable to deregistration by INEC. Now we're seeing from 29 to 91. Are we not multiplying the same kind of essentially frivolity in this process? Does your party not essentially represent that kind of thing?
No. This is a revolving process. You continue to register political parties unless and until the National Assembly makes the necessary amendments, either in the Constitution, to ensure that you have stricter provisions that will make it not easy. In fact, it is more difficult now to register political parties than 5 years back. Now you have to pay administrative charges. Every documentation, you have put it in 50 copies. You must have your national executive, of which will not be less than 24, 23 plus 1, of not 24. INEC will come on verification to see that these people exist, to ensure that you have your office in Abuja, and then other things that they may have to consider. There is no problem about that. The law has been made as unlike before. After these 2019 elections, I can bet you over 60 political parties will be deregistered, because it is now a law that if you don't win at least a state assembly election, INEC will deregister you without questions.
No, but that, in fairness, that has been a law for some time now.
No. It wasn't a law. It was. They went to court and stopped it. It has been put in the Electoral Act now. INEC now has powers to do so. So if INEC will be acting based on provisions of the law, you cannot question INEC from
Mr. Nwanyanwu, I want to clarify now, because it actually was a law. In Electoral Act 2010, Section 78, subsection 7, paragraph 2, detailed very clearly that INEC will be able to deregister political parties if they do not win any seat in the state or national houses of assembly, if you will. Now, given that, you were correct in saying that there was a court judgment that essentially stopped them from having that power, but they have not gone to appeal that at all. So it still stands, and they have not deregistered anybody since that law was put into effect in 2010. Why do you think that's going to change now?
That notice has been given. You see, prior to that law, it wasn't possible for INEC to do it. Now INEC would do it and challenge it in court, if you go to court to challenge their powers under the law. You see, when it has been provided in a law that certain things must be done in a particular manner, if you don't do that particular thing, or those things in that manner as prescribed by law, in the eyes of the law, it has not been done. So INEC has full powers now to do that. And that's why I will plead with other political parties to work hard. If you must concentrate in a state constituency, please do, so that you can grab one state constituency in the State House of Assembly to enable you continue to exist. That will not stop other applications from getting into INEC. They will continue.
Indeed, you support stricter regulations for becoming a political party?
Yes, if I say that now, I may be sounding selfish because our own party has been registered. It's not for me to do that. It is left for the lawmakers to do that.
No, it hasn't registered, I mean, as 91
currently
exists.